Oh, good morning, my Teaserking family. I deeply apologize for yesterday's noise at the end. They were replacing my door, but I didn't know they were coming. So anyway, I had to end a little bit early with all the noise, but I apologize. Quickly, Major League Baseball. The New York Yankees are a lock, but it started at 11:30. So please bet that game now. I don't. I guess it's because of Peacock wants to, do games at 11:30. I assume they'll do it at 8 in the morning so they can have the only game. Like people are going to watch the Yankees and the Tigers. It's just unbelievable. 11:30, really. Anyway, take the Yankees. They definitely have the advantage being at home and everything else. Um, Again, tonight, Golden State -4, 4.5, 50-unit lock. Why? Backs against the wall. They must win. If they lose, they go down 2-0. And then they got to go to Boston for two games, whether they'd probably split and be down 3-1, and then they're really in trouble. So they have to win this game and do not look for a collapse at the end. They're going to win by 30. Nick wants to know, should I play money line or lay the 4.5? Just lay the 4.5. This game will not be close. And I don't know what the juice is on the money line and what the advantage is on 4 points in basketball. So I just lay the points. So that's Golden State. They have to win. They're at home. They're going to win. Boston only wanted to split in Golden State. When you have two teams that are equal, and I'm not saying Boston and Golden State. I mean, Golden State's probably a little bit better. But when you have two teams that are equal, A, you bet the loser back, and B, like when they go on the road for the two games, they just want to split. That's the idea. Boston wanted to win probably game two. They'd probably lose game one. And if they had lost game one like they were doing, this bet would be Boston, but it wouldn't be a lock because they're coming home for two. The reason it's a lock is Golden State now has to go to Boston for two games. They cannot afford to lose. Boston kind of relaxes now. They're going, we won. That's what we wanted. We wanted the sweep. We wanted the split. We got it. So they come in mentally relaxed. Golden State, mentally that's the point of the lock. It's the mental state of the teams. It's what we do in football, right? We get a team that has to win, and we pound it, and they win because it's a must-win game. And that's what you have here. So look for Golden State to just they're not going to let up tonight, and they've shown you they had a 13-point lead, so it's not like a matchup issue. And they'll fix whatever was wrong in the fourth quarter. They'll fix it. And sometimes it's just a run, but you get it in poker, you get it in blackjack, you get the run one way or the other. Roulette, what do we talk about? Streaks, red hits. We keep playing red, so you get the streak. You can't really do anything about it, but this is how we'll handle it. Hockey, same thing. Yeah, Rangers up 2-0 on Tampa. I'm not a hockey. I probably haven't bet a hockey game since Wayne Gretzky was on Edmonton. Take Tampa is the same thing. I don't know. I think you're laying a puck and a half or whatever, or a money line. I don't know hockey. I don't bet it. I don't like it like I do football, and then baseball and basketball. At least I can get a grip on. But take Tampa, another lock. Bet big on Tampa. They have to win. Hockey's a little funny because you're trying to score a goal, so you don't get a lot of goals. That's why it's hard to lay 3 or 4 goals in hockey. And I think the spread's usually 1.5, and you get one, so it's a real screwed up system. But if you money line it, take Tampa Bay, must-win game. Again, at home, no problem. They'll probably win game 3 and game 4, and then there'll be a 7-game series. But Tampa wanting to win, they're the champs, they'll win. So those are two, and that's how you bet the playoffs. It's usually the loser back gets really pissed and gets really desperate, like really, okay, we got to win. And that's a huge thing in sports when that happens, because the team that's up 2-0, the Rangers, are relaxed. We're up 2-0. They're not, I don't care what anybody says, they are relaxed. They're not like they're down 0-2. Like Tampa has to win. The Rangers don't. That's why the Tampa will win game 3 because they have to win it and the Rangers don't. And it's as simple as that. It happens to everybody and everything. You're playing poker, you get up, you relax. You play totally different poker when you're up than when you're down. I know I'm a little more cautious when I'm up than when I'm down. When I'm down, I'll push more. I'll see more pots. When I'm up, I'm kind of, you probably won't. What big hand happened Friday in poker? Let's see if I can teach some poker. What did I win? Okay. Well, one decent hand is I got a set of 9s. So I get 9s. I'm in an aggressive table. The guy next to me is 15. I'm at a 1-2 table. These guys everybody's with the $5. And somebody needs to explain why the hell would you put a $5 what do you call it? Straddle as the button. You've already got the advantage. You're the button. Why would you make it $5? Why would you raise a bet without seeing your cards? That's what I have with the straddle. Why would you straddle? You haven't seen the cards. So that's one thing. So now you bring in bigger bets and you're not playing 1-2 anymore. So now it's costing more to play. So these guys straddle the button. It's like, what are you doing? So the small blind acts first. Who cares? He's the small blind. He's what advantage do you gain? You're the button already. You want everybody to act, and then you say you don't gain an advantage by straddling the button. It's stupid. And you're out. You've got a $5 bet on a 1-2 table. What if you get 2-9? What are you going to do? Play it? Then you're going to really be fucked if you play 2 9s because you straddled. And that's the problem. You play hands you shouldn't play because you straddled. There's no reason to straddle. It's no limit. You can bet $50 and you want to build the pot that way. So that's what happens. Hey, Nick, small parlay on Golden State, T-Bay money line. Yeah, I mean, those are both locks if you want. I agree with you. I would definitely lay the 4 with Golden State. I would I'd bet it big, Golden State -4. And then I would do another parlay. Yeah, if you can do it. I don't know if you can do basketball with hockey, but yeah, those are both strong bets. So do that. The Yankees are the lock, and they're on at 11:30. So if you get a chance to get the Yankees in. Now, I know some people, well, they're like a 300 or, it's a big money line. It doesn't matter. If it's a good bet, it's a good. The Tigers have gotten 4 hits in 2 games against the Yankees. Lost 13-0, and I think it was 5-0 yesterday. So what do you want? I mean, it's 300. So what? I mean, it's a winner's a winner. It's like laying maybe 14 points in a football game. Well, I won't lay it. Well, if it wins, it wins. I mean, we're looking for winning bets here, so that's all that matters. So, yeah, Nick, go ahead, but play Golden State bigger. They're going to kill them. They'll win by 20. I mean, it's a must-win game, and after them coming back at the end, Golden State will really pound it, and they'll get up by 30 and say, "You come back from this." It ain't going to happen. And I watched it. I watched it with Magic and Bird. I've watched it with Kareem. I've watched it with Isaiah and the Pistons and the Bulls and everybody. And that's when they lose a game, man. They come back. Like when the Pistons lost that game 5 to Boston, where Bird steals the ball. What do you think the Pistons did the next game? They killed them. I mean, they just destroyed them. So these teams after a loss get real pissed off, and we're not going to let you back in this time. And they make sure that they put the stake in the heart. So poker, real quick. Anybody? Yankees are the lock right now. They start at 11:30. Please bet that. I was going to do a quick video on it, but I'm just, if you're watching, you get it. If you don't watch it, I think I locked the Yankees the last 2 days, so it shouldn't be a hard stretch. So in poker, I get so it's a aggressive table. I got pocket 9s. It's like a $10 pre-flop. I see it. I don't raise. I want to trap. If I get the 9, I get it. I get the 9 on the flop. Now I got a set of 9s. The bet's 15-15. And I'm sitting there now, 99% of the time I would smooth call. But I'm thinking, okay, boys, you haven't really seen me make, I think I made one other big bet. I've been pretty conservative, and I'm maybe up a little bit. And I go 100, and I'm wanting them to think I'm bluffing. Like, I'm just trying to steal the pot. And I'm hoping one of them has a hand. They're betting 15, and the guy's calling. You assume either the bettor or the caller has a hand. So I make it 100, and they both fold. Now, it was unusual. Normally, I would have gotten action on that. And normally, I would have just called it. But I think there was like 6-7 out there or a couple of clubs. And when you got a set, and I'm kind of even, I'm not really way up. If I'm way up, it's different. If I'm way down, it's different. If I'm way down, I probably just check it, just call it. And then I know they're going to bet the turn, and that's where I'm really going to go. In poker, the key bet is the turn. Do not wait to the river unless you hit your straight, unless you're in for a straight or flush and you hit it. If you've got the hand, right? I've got the set, I've got the aces and kings. The turn's the bet, not the river. Until the river, you're screwed, because they're either going to catch it and you lose, or they're not going to catch it and they're going to fold. Anyway, any money you want to make, you bet on the turn. So anyway, I bet they folded. I made some money because I hit the ante and I hit the first bet. They had both 15. So that's what happened. But it was, it was a good night. I was getting a lot of cards. It's funny. Lately, I've been getting cards. The first hand I looked at was aces. I made my normal $15, $20 bet. Everybody folded. And I go, it's going to be one of those nights. So I was happy for the aces. It's like, okay, I got that first one out of my hand, but it was what, $6 or something. Anyway, nothing major. In poker was pretty basic. Aggressive table. How do you play aggressive guys? You slow play them, obviously. So you sit there, and this is why you watch the other players. If they're aggressive, you can't bet 20 on a pair of 8s, and then they make it 70. What do? You don't know if he's got aces or he's just screwing with you. So you did like the 9s. I just called. I'm going to call, and then we'll go from there. And that's what happens. So that's kind of how you play it. Let them, if they're aggressive, you're going to let them trap themselves. So I picked up $30, 15 and 15. And apparently they had garbage or was on a draw, but my 100 pushed them out, which is what I want. Because I wasn't winning that much, I didn't want to let now what do I do if the 8 of clubs comes out? Now it's 6, 7, 8 of clubs. Now I'm really fucked. I don't know where I'm at. So that was another reason I bet large, hoping to get one of the guys. I thought the guy who called the 15 would call, but they were probably both on draws, and I wasn't going to let them get there. Or maybe the first guy was on a pair. But anyway, I finally hit my set. That was the first time I've hit a set since I started playing again in Detroit for the first few weeks. All right, let's go to baseball. All right, so today some interesting games. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 locks going. First one I said is the Yankees. We've got Garcia, rookie, 0-1 with a 4.70 against Montgomery, 1-1 with a 3.04 ERA. I love the Yankees here. Lock it. They're hitting. Like I said, Detroit hasn't hit. It's a rookie pitcher. Good luck with that. 4.70 ERA. Probably hasn't pitched that many innings. I've never heard of the guy. Over under 8. It's hard to go over. I mean, if you go over, it's because the Yankees get over 8, because Detroit hasn't gotten a hit. They've gotten 4 hits in the series. So you can't count on Detroit to score runs. So I can't bet the over of 8. I don't want to bet the under with the Yankees at home. So I got to bet New York. So lock New York. Cleveland, Baltimore. Plesac for the Indians 1-4 with a 4.93 against Dean Kramer. Nothing on this guy. Must have just been called up or something. What do you do with these guys that haven't played again? So Cleveland, I didn't play the game. I don't know what to do. I don't know who Dean Kramer is. Is he Sandy Koufax or is he Billy Koufax? And then Plesac sucks. So I can't really bet Cleveland. I can't. It's probably, I would say it's an under, but Cleveland, this guy gives up 5 runs a game. Plesac, and again, we don't know what Kramer is, so there's not enough information to bet this game. Baltimore is really inconsistent, so I'm going to lay away. The Angels against the Eagles. Sandoval for the Angels, 3-1 with a 2.70 against Kyle Gibson for the Eagles, 3-2 with a 3.83 ERA. When we look at California, they hit 2.42 on the road and a 4.82 ERA, terrible ERA. The Eagles, they hit 2.35 at home with a 3.88 ERA, not much better. Gibson 3.83, so it's a tough call there. I'm going to take Philadelphia because California just doesn't have a bullpen, and Sandoval is okay, but I like the way the Eagles have been hitting the ball. And they're at home. It's a 1:30 game for California, so that makes it 10:30 for them. So I'm taking the Eagles based on the California bullpen. California's hitting. Their bullpen sucks, 4.82, and then Philadelphia, they're hitting okay, 2.35, and then a 3.88. So I'm going to take Philly at home, but I don't love this game. All right, Arizona and the Steelers. Arizona, Zach Gallen, 4-0 with a 2.32 ERA against Zach Thompson. Steelers, 2-4, 5.18. I took Arizona here. This is a simple 4-0. Let's see, is Gallen the ace? Arizona doesn't have an ace. They don't have any. This is as close as they get to an ace. 4-0 with a 2.32. Thompson 2-4 with a 5.18. Arizona should win. It's a low ERA. Arizona, quick look. They hit 227. They're not a good hitting team, but I think they're getting better with a terrible bullpen of 4.13. And the Steelers only hit 229 with the 3.83, so their bullpen isn't much better. So I'm going with the starting pitching here. I think everything else is pretty even. And Gallen at 4-0, I'm going to take him to get the W. Again, we'll take Arizona. Not too big of a play. The Vikings and the Maple Leafs. We got Smeltzer for the Vikings, 2-0 with a 1.50 against Gosman, 5-3 with a 2.51 ERA. I don't know if Smeltzer looks like one of these bullpen guys. So how good's Minnesota's bullpen? And it's a 3.82. It's okay. They hit 250. Toronto, surprisingly, they're very inconsistent. They're hitting 248 at home with a 3.76 ERA. Gausman, I know, is a good pitcher, 2.51. Smeltzer, he must be a bullpen guy, 2-0 with a 1.50. So he'll get 3 or 4 innings in. These bullpen games are so stupid. I'm going to take the under 8.5 because I think Gausman will keep the game low scoring, and the Smelton and the bullpen, I don't know. The Vikings, they don't. Some of their players, I guess, don't have the vaccine. I hear some of their pitchers. This is why the Smeltzer guy is pitching. So, I'm going to go with the Minnesota under 8 as the lock. Just because I like the ERAs and they don't really hit that much. So we'll see what happens. Not a big lock, small lock, Minnesota under 8. I just got to respect the ERAs there. Well, maybe Spelcher pitches 5 innings. I don't know. If they're short pitching, maybe he'll go longer. And with that ERA, we'll see. All right, the Redskins and the Bengals. We got Corbin going for the Redskins, 1-8 with a 6.96 ERA against Castillo, 2-2 with a 3.38 ERA. Now you would start to play Cincinnati till you look at their bullpen is 543 and they hit 257. So they're an over team at home. Washington, however, hits 283 on the road with the 380. So I think Cincinnati's going to score a bunch of runs, but I don't love Castillo. So this is my strongest lock. Take Cincinnati over 9.5. I love this game because they've been scoring a lot of runs in the series. Washington hits big on the road. Cincy hits big at home. Neither of the pitchers are good, and neither of the bullpens are any good. So this game should get at least 12, 13 runs. We got 9.5. And it's been high scoring the last few games. All right, the 49ers and the Dolphins. We locked Miami yesterday. We got the W. Again, I don't know how comfortable Frisco is in the heat in Miami. They played pretty well, but Miami got the W for us. We got Jacob Junis for the 49ers, 2-1 with a 2.680 ERA against nobody. Braxton, Garrett, nothing. How the fuck do they keep bringing up these guys? They must be minor leaguers. So if I'm assuming they're minor leaguers, they're not very good. What do I got here? I didn't even play this game. Well, let's take, again, because I'm afraid of the unknown of the ERA. I don't have enough. So Junis, 2-1 with a 2.68, sounds like a reliever. Just because if they've been starting, they'd have, that's a lot of no decisions. So we'll see. But even here, like the White Sox guy's 3-2. Okay, he's a starter. This guy at 2-1 could be a reliever, could be a starter, but not much. So let's look at the Niners. They hit 238 on the road with a 4.87 ERA. Garrett for the Dolphins. The Dolphins hit 258 at home with a 3.69. It could go anyway. At first blush, I would take the Niners with the kid with the 2.68, but I don't trust that he's a regular starter. And it's Sunday, and I have not played this game. I'm just letting it go. I don't know. I mean, it's probably over 8 because this Garrett's probably going to give up runs. This Junis 2.68 is very good ERA, but probably a reliever. And I don't know what to do with these reliever games. How good's the bullpen? Let's look at Miami's bullpen, 3.69. So we give the Niners 4 runs, and Miami gets 3 or 4. Miami hits 258 at home, so not bad. Probably an over, I would think, but I don't want to fuck with the 2.68 ERA pitcher and then probably take the Niners, but I don't trust the Junis. So it's a good game to really watch. This is a wild game, and who knows which way it'll go. All right, the White Sox and the Buccaneers. We got Galanto for the White Sox, 3-2 with the 3.61 against Yarborough, 0-2 with a 4.0. This is Tampa Bay over 7. Just ERAs. They're both very high. The White Sox are a strong hitting team, 254 on the road, 405 bullpen. So they're an over team. Tampa Bay they hit 230 with a 3.64. So decent pitching, not great, 3.64. I'm trying to draw the line of a good relievers and bad reliever. What's a good number? Like in football, anything over like 20, 21, they're an average defense. So if you can hit a 20, a 19, and 18, you're a strong defense. If you're a Georgia and you lay 7 points a game, then that's a defensive team. And that's what you're looking for. So baseball, I'm going to get there very, very soon because I've got enough stats. So I'm taking Tampa over the 7. Not a lock, just to play, just because both starters are not good. The White Sox can hit. Tampa can hit okay. All right, the Oilers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs shut them out yesterday, which I was shocked because the Oilers had the dominant pitcher. Here we got Valdez for the Oilers, 5-2 with a 2.57, strong pitching against Heasley. Mahomes is sitting this one out, 0-2 with a 4.66. So this is not a very good pitcher. I am taking Houston. I would have locked it, but KC won 6-0. So I like Houston very much. Houston's the one team with the 2.37 bullpen. They probably didn't play because they were down yesterday. So look for Houston strong after a loss. KC does not have the pitcher to bother them. KC has a 5.59. This is why I locked Houston yesterday, just the bullpen difference. But Houston forgot to hit, so I look for Houston to just dominate this game. Take Houston, lay the money line. All right, the Chargers and the Packers. Now, this is Friday. The Chargers, Dan Faust had a no-hitter going into the eighth, and then they one-hit them, beat them 6-0. Yesterday, I think they beat them 4-0. So this is like the Tigers. Milwaukee hasn't scored on San Diego. We got Clevenger for the Chargers, 1-0 with the 3.21 ERA. We've got Lauer, 5-1 with a 2.49 ERA. Now, this is very good pitching. I don't know Clevenger, but I know one thing. Milwaukee's not hitting in this series. They haven't scored a run yet. And here they got a good pitcher with a 2.49 ERA. Now, Friday night, I locked the under and got a push. Again, they had a good pitcher, and San Diego got 7 runs. So I'm looking at this game again where Milwaukee's not going to do much scoring, but they got a pretty strong pitcher. Is this their ace? San Diego's ace is Musgrove, and then Gore's their second. So this guy's up there, though, this Lauer. He's a number 2 pitcher. So I'm going to take this game under. San Diego under 7.5 because I can't trust a team that hasn't scored a run, and I've got to trust Milwaukee. Again, real quickly, the Yankees are the lock. It's 11:26. If you're going to bet it, you got a few minutes. Take the Yankees in a lock. It's an 11:30 game, and then we'll get back to this. So if you're interested. So I like San Diego under 7.5 here. You just got Milwaukee's got a good pitcher. Probably San Diego won't score a lot, but Milwaukee, if we look at Milwaukee, they hit for 249 with the 3.13. They got a pretty good bullpen, and they hit decently, but they're not hitting San Diego. San Diego hits for 241 with a 3.84 ERA. So this is why Milwaukee might win, but I can't trust them. But I'm gonna play this under. All right, Seattle and Texas. We got the miracle Friday night. Seattle hits a 2-run homer in the bottom of the ninth to get us the W, top of the ninth. Texas wins yesterday, and now Kirby for the Seahawks and for Russell Wilson. 1-1 with a 3.46 ERA. Must be a bullpen guy against Perez. 4-2 with a 1.42. Is Perez their ace? Yes, Perez is the ace. We're just going to take Texas with the ace. Pretty strong. Seattle with the bullpen. Problem with Texas, they got a pretty good bullpen. Yeah, let's take Texas strong against Seattle. Definitely like this game. You got the starter against the 1-1 with the 3.46 Kirby. Yeah, we're going to lock Texas. Let's make it a lock. The more I'm reading into it, the more I like it. Texas, yeah, they hit 234, but a good bullpen, 325. That'll back up Perez. And then Seattle, 414. So they're not going to hold. Yeah, let's go Texas lock. Atlanta and Colorado. We've got Charlie Morton. I think it was from the Dodgers, 3-3 with the 5.47 ERA. He's falling apart. Against Feltner, 1-1 with the 3.71 ERA. Now, I don't understand. This Friday night was 0-0 going into the 10th inning. Yesterday was also very low scoring, and then Atlanta, I guess, got 6 runs in the 10th or 11th and made it respectable. Over under 11, again with Colorado. When do I go over, when don't I? Well, this looks like an over. Charlie Morton with the 5.47 ERA. Feltner at the 3.71 ERA. Sounds like a bullpenner. I'm going to have to start keeping track on bullpenners that start. I mean, this is freaking ridiculous. So Colorado, big hitting team at home, hits 284. Again, their bullpen 453 sucks. And Atlanta hits 222 on the road with a 3.64. So we are definitely thinking a high score here. I can't trust the team, Colorado, with a bullpen that gives up 453. They're not going to hold the lead, so I got to get away from that. So I'm just going to go over 11. I don't know. They got Atlanta as a big favorite in the game. I don't see that at all. I mean, if you're looking for a dog, I'd take Colorado. How do you make the pitcher with a 5.47 ERA, $1.55 favorite? That's ridiculous. All right, Boston and the Raiders. Boston has won the first two. Boston looks like they're playing real game. Rich Hill 1-3 with a 4.85 ERA, going against Frankie Montez 2-5 with a 3.2 ERA. Not much in the pitching. I like this game over 7.5, and I'm locking this game over 7.5. Boston hits 253 on the road, but the bullpen's atrocious, 448. Rich Hill's 485, so they're going to give up 5 runs to a weak-hitting Oakland team. Oakland only hits 206 at home, decent bullpen, 374. So what you're looking at is this game should get out of hand. There should be a lot of runs. Frankie Montez is 2-5, so he's your starter. Rich Hill, 485, so this is really weak pitching and only a 7.5. So we're locking Boston over 7.5. I think Boston I think this game should get pretty high scoring. The Sundays, that's what happens. All right, we got the Jets against the Rams, Stafford and Aaron Donald. We got Trevor Williams going for the Jets, 1-3 with a 3.58 ERA. We got Urias going for the Rams. Stafford sitting out. He's injured again. 3-5 with a strong ERA of 2.89. Urias, I have him as the ace, but only for ERA. He's 3-5. He doesn't win his games. He's lost 5 games, so he's got a decent ERA, but the Mets really pounded him yesterday, and there was a lot of runs in the first game. Now, we won, I think, with the under, but there was some. But then the Mets really got going yesterday, and I think the Mets keep hitting. The Dodgers can hit. Williams with the 3.58 ERA doesn't get me. So let's look at it. The Mets hit 265 with a 3.21. They're going to score runs. The Dodgers hit 250 with a 3.16. With these pitchers, and I don't know what Urias is going to do, but the over-under is 9. I definitely like this game over 9. Take the Rams over 9 against the Jets. I'm not saying the Jets can't win. Urias is a strong pitcher, but he doesn't have a good record. And I just think that the Mets really they pounded yesterday, so I think they're used to the time now. I look for the Mets. I look for this game to definitely get over 10. And our last but not least, the freaking Cardinals against the Bears. This is driving me nuts, this series. I have no feel for it. We got Wainwright for St. Louis, 5-4 with a 2.75 ERA, going against Steele for the Bears, 1-5 with a 5.40. God, do they need Jim McMahon back? Look at this guy, 1-5. What is this guy doing there? 1-5 with a 5.40. I'm taking St. Louis because I got Wainwright. He's one of the aces. Wainwright is an ace, 5-4, but 2.75 ERA. They hit fairly good. St. Louis hits 250, weak bullpen. The Cubbies hit 236 with the 360, not a great bullpen either. So I'm going to try to figure out the bullpens a little bit better, what's a good and a bad. I mean, obviously the bad ones are Colorado and Frisco and Cincinnati, Kansas City with a 5.59. I mean, you got to be kidding me. The really only good bullpen I see is Houston with the 2-something. Houston's got a 237 bullpen. And when I'm looking at bullpen, I'm looking at ERA after the 7th and after, plus the 7th. So I'm assuming the starter goes at least 5, if not 6. And then I got the bullpen 7, 8, 9. And that's really what I'm looking at, because now it's so screwed up where the poor starters can't pitch 8 innings unless they got a no-hitter going. So what you have is the starters, they go 5, they go 6. Maybe a Verlander gets a 7. and then you go to your bullpen. And so if you don't have a good bullpen, you're screwed. There's no way there's that many good pitchers. So this whole thing's got to collapse, just like the economy. So I'm taking St. Louis here. And that is baseball. Well, let's review it. We locked the Yankees, which just kicked off. We got the Eagles. We got Arizona. We got Minnesota under 8 as a lock. Excuse me. We got Cincinnati over 9.5 as a lock. We got Tampa Bay over 7. We got Houston. We got San Diego under 7.5. We got Texas. We just locked it because of the ace. Colorado over 11.5. Boston over 7.5, a lock. LA over 9, and St. Louis. Now, all my football family, I give units. I bet this game's stronger. Baseball's kind of hard to do that because you're not laying 7 points, and therefore I can bet $100 or $200 or $500 on it, or 2 units or 5. This is, here Oakland's a 120 and the Dodgers are 185 and the Cardinals are 135. I don't know how to me, I'm just going to bet 130 to win 100 or 150 to win 100. It's whatever the odds are. And of course, search for better odds. This is just Yahoo, so I'm sure there's better odds out there. And that's what you look for. And so you're basically trying to win 100 with these. I know the Yankees are 300 and they don't want you to bet them, but they're still a good bet. So maybe you bet 150 to win 50 for the Yankees as opposed to 300 to win 100. I get that. People don't really understand. I don't lay more than 120. I always take the dog in football. Well, yeah, but we're here to win. We're not here to worry about what the money line is and how many points you're laying. We're here to win. And if it's a good bet, it's a winning bet, we bet it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, Nick. So I answered your question. Yeah. Golden State, Tampa, small parlay. Golden State lay the 4, big bet. Like I said, 50 units. So it's a big freaking bet. The economy, what the hell's going on? You've got Janet Yellen saying, oops, I screwed up. You've got Jamie Dimon, the run by the Chinese, the JP Morgan president, who is the one fucking up the gold and silver market with his derivative plays, which are totally illegal. So anything comes out of his mouth, you can't believe. So I think him talking, if we quote Money Heist, is the signal for gold and silver to start going, oh, I'm going to be conservative. In other words, we're all going to get fucked because all my derivatives are going to go down because I've shorted gold. And guess what? Gold's going to go through the roof. And I'm giving you maybe 5 months, 6 months. By the end of the year, gold will be over 5,000 an ounce. Silver will be probably 1,000. You cannot, all these people that look at the chart on a price fixed commodity are freaking idiots. They don't know what they're doing. Do not listen to anybody that charts gold and silver. That is a technical analysis. Teaser King does it in football. When I tell you, bet against the Lions as a road dog, they're 20-1 against. That's a technical analysis. But in football, there's not the fixing. The Lions are just bad, and they lose every game, and you just bet against them. That's pretty obvious. But it's not fixed. It might be fixed in the sense you can win, but don't win by more than 7. Tom Brady, don't win by Mahomes, keep it close. Aaron Rodgers, keep it close. Okay, you might have that, but in a teaser world, there really is no fixing because you can't win by more than 7, but in the teaser world, we're laying 1. So as long as they get the win, we don't care. So that kind of takes the fixing out of it. So there's a little fixing in football, but we're okay in teaser world. And that's when the technical trend, it's a free market. It's a free game. The game's being played. normally. The guys are playing to their best ability. That's a technical analysis that works. You cannot do a technical analysis on gold and silver that's price fixed by COMEX, the derivative market. And they're just playing games. They bet it down. And there's somebody over here in England who's betting it up, and they're just, doing this so they make money. They're fucking the market up. And along comes Russia and says, you know what? We want to get paid for oil and gas. And by the way, the whole Russian thing with the Ukraine is only about oil and natural gas and the ruble. It has got nothing to do with we want the Ukraine. And the only reason they want the Ukraine part of Russia is so they can send the pipeline through. There's a big pipeline from Siberia to Germany with oil and gas. There's another, what they want is the Ukraine pipelines. Ukraine has all this natural gas and oil. Guess where? The Crimea, the Donbass region, and near Lviv. The three areas that the Russians are invading are for the oil and natural gas pipelines that make Ukraine rich, which is why Ukraine's not surrendering and not going to give up the land, because it's like somebody coming in wanting your gold. No, you're not. I'm not letting you take my gold. I'm not going to surrender and you get my gold. That's what's happened. All the oil and the gas is in the Donbass region, the Crimea, down the coast, and the Lviv region. That's where Russia's attacking, and they want the oil and gas, and they also want the pipeline. That's what this war is about. And to make the currency, the U.S. played right into their hands going, hey, we're sanctioning you. And then they're going, fine, we got 13,000 tons of gold. We're going to have a new currency backed by gold, and we want to get paid in gold and rubles for gas and oil. And India's with them, and China's with them, and all these countries are with them, and off they go. And that's what this war is about. So gold and silver is going to go through the roof because of the Russian ruble being backed by gold and all these countries getting off of the U.S. dollar. I read something where it was South Korea, and I'm like, no. South Korea is not the currency. It's the ruble. It's mostly everybody's going to the ruble or the yuan. India, Saudi Arabia now does not take petrodollar. They take petro-ruble. Interesting. And Russia is the bodyguard for Saudi Arabia. The U.S. was, but now they're not. So the question is why are we destroying ourselves on purpose? It's either these idiots, Keynesians, who sit there and think, well, we'll just print money. Gold's just nothing. They don't think gold is any. Gold's the only real money. Gold's the only thing that's going to hold value once all the shit hits the fan, and every country in the world's doing the same thing, but now Russia, where they're just printing and printing and printing. And as you know, the more you print, the less it's worth. So gold and silver is going to go through the roof. Don't be fooled by COMEX. So when you see gold go down, they want you to not be interested in gold, because once you're interested in gold, because as you see it hit 5,000, you don't think the physical market of gold is going through the roof. You're seeing the COMEX price, not the gold physical price. So that's what you're seeing. So you're seeing the wrong thing. So the physical, believe me, is way up, 10,000. But to show you the COMEX, which is only at 1,800, 1,850. Curious how it settled at 1851 when the target was 1850. Amazing how that works. But they can't hold the derivative market. There'll be too much pressure. And let's not forget, the rest of the world has a ton of gold. Just the West, the Canadians, the Brits, and us do not have any gold in the central bank. They don't believe in it. But when Yellen says we made a mistake, but it'll come down to 2%, it ain't coming down to 2%. The money in U.S. dollars, gold is way, way higher, because it's got to be. If everything else, gas didn't go up in price, that's the dollar going down. Well, why doesn't it take more dollars to buy gold? So all you got to do is understand that gold is priced in COMEX. Do not get excited when it doesn't go up, because really over here, the physical market, the Russians, the Chinese, the East, India are buying gold hand over fist. and the derivative market doesn't. If you have an ETF, get the hell out of it. It is not real. You do not own an ounce of gold. They are Ponzi scheming. They are saying this, my buddy, the Joker, I'm going to sell you this. I'm going to sell it to him and him and him and him and him. Here's an ounce of gold. Oh, you own it. Oh, wait, so do these 10,000 other people. And that's why gold and silver is really a much higher value, because I think it's like 1,000 to 1. So if we start doing the math, the silver price per ounce, when you look at total $9 trillion, it's $5,000 an ounce. And gold, when you look at the $9 trillion or more in currency and you divide it by the ounces of gold, you get 50,000. That's the true price, because as you print more money, the value of the gold has to go up, because you've made the money worthless. So this is what I'm saying. Do not freak out about COMEX. It's not real. You're not looking at the right thing. It's not like you're going into Coca-Cola shares and you see the price. That's an actual price, Coca-Cola, but not gold and not silver. It's not the actual price. The Dow is not the actual price. It's much, much lower. They're keeping it up by the Fed printing money. They will never reduce the balance sheet, and they will never raise interest rates over maybe another 1 or 2. It's already crashing. The housing market and the stock market is being kept up by the Federal Reserve printing money and buying stocks with it, which is not what they're supposed to be doing. So do not get upset. Do not get disgruntled. Buy. It's a buying opportunity. What this is Georgia going under 55. There's a bad spread. It's 55 in a Georgia game. We're betting it under. We locked it. How many times? 10 times we locked Georgia, and they were in the 50s, and we won easily every time. We had one loser, Georgia under. That was the Alabama game. That was a back against the wall game. Alabama had to win. Georgia didn't, just like tonight's Golden State-Boston game. And Alabama put it on. And in the championship game, all of a sudden, Georgia said, no, our backs are against the wall. We're not going to let you in, and they killed them. And that's what you see. So that's what you're seeing is Georgia with an over-under of 55 with that defense. That's what COMEX is. That's what the market is. It's bullshit. It's the wrong spread. It's not real. And that's what's going to happen. So what's going to happen is in about 2-3 months, if that long, and I'm telling you to buy ASAP, 2 reasons. We already know what's going to happen. They're collapsing the dollar, right? They're printing it. It's got to lose its value, right? It can't keep its value. You keep printing it, the value goes to 0 or very, very low. So we know gold's going up. We know Golden State's going to win. We know the Yankees are going to win. We know gold. We know the dollar's going down. We know gold and silver are going through the roof. So you know that, but you can still get it at about 1950. I mean, the premiums are getting a little bit higher. What does that tell you? So gold's 1850. You can't buy for 1850. If I go to my gold store, which I'll do next week, it's probably 1970, 1960 for a Cougar Ann and a Maple Leaf, 1990 for the U.S. Why is there a premium? I laugh at the guy because I go, why are you looking at COMEX to price this? Your silver should be $500 an ounce, not the 27 you charge me. Why are you charging me 20? Well, we're just trying to pay rent and be competitive, and he knows it's a $300-400 an ounce thing. Same with gold. Gold's 5,000. I wouldn't sell. That's why you see a lot of people buying and holding. I don't know. When gold goes down $15, do you think anybody sold? Do you think one person in the world sold their gold, which dropped at $15? No fucking way. Nobody would sell gold, at least the $5,000 to $10,000 an ounce coin for $1,800. Who would be that stupid? That's why you got to buy it. Just take advantage of the low price and just. When I walk into my gold store, I just laugh and I go, thanks. I see gold's on sale, silver's on sale. I want more. And I just keep buying as much as I can, as quick as I can. No money in the bank. I have a few thousand to cover bills. I just pulled it all out and bought. And now I got my IRA, which I probably should start doing soon. The problem is I get taxed on it because it's an IRA. But again, it's going to be worthless unless I want to buy some stock, which I don't, because that's going to make 1929 look like a picnic. So I am out of stocks. And it's funny what they tell people, these financial planners. So if you know a rich person, what's he going to say? Well, I met a doctor, as I told you, at Target. Oh, well, I'm in real estate and stocks. And I'm a doctor, and I got a lot of money. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, why aren't you in gold? Well, yeah, gold's good, but I'm not in gold. Why isn't everybody in gold? Why are they telling them real estate and stocks? That's like me telling you, you know what? Tampa's playing the Lions and the line's 5. And I say, get in now before the line goes up over 7 or over 9, over the field goal. And then the line keeps rising. And now the line's laying 10. And I says, forget the bet. We wanted it where we could tease it under 3. That's the idea of the teaser, right? We jump at it at 7. It's at 8. Get it before it gets to 9.5, and we got to lay 3.5 because that's huge in a teaser world. Well, that's what's happening here. You buy a house. Don't buy a house now. The line's already up to 10.5. You don't want to buy. The house is too expensive. Same thing with the stocks. It's at 32,000. It's way too expensive. Don't buy it here. You don't. So there's New Mount Mining, my gold stock, which I'm out of. And it went down to 62. Now it's back to 68. It's too high because I'm waiting for this crash and they're going to sell everything. And I'm looking to buy it at about 30. Then it'll be a good value. Then it'll be 5, 4. And then I'll jump on it. It'll be the 55 in the Georgia game before it goes down to 48. That's my point. So the market's way too expensive. And so is real estate. Yeah, real estate sounds good. A house it's an asset. That's why you buy it against inflation. But that's it. So again, inflation is printing the money, making it worthless, period. That's it. The effect is prices go up because it takes more dollars to buy the oil, to buy the gold, to buy the house, to buy whatever, the clothes, the food. So nothing's really going up in price. The value of the dollar is dropping. And I taught you that. So keep that in mind. So when gold goes down, nobody's freaking selling. It's got nothing to do with the dollar, which is only going up against the yen and the euro, which are, printed worse. So they are not there. So you've got to get away from that shit, right? So when the dollar goes up, you don't want to be in T-bills or a 10-year at getting at 1.5%, inflation's 19. Really? You want to lose 18%? I mean, you got to be kidding me. So avoid that. Just buy your gold and silver. Those are the assets to own because they're printing the dollar. Now, the question really is why? Why are you fucking up our country and destroying it? You better be careful about your job because what happens is people have less money to pay, which causes a domino effect. Gas, I just paid $4.99 a gallon in Detroit, and it's a $50 fill up. And that means I have $20 less to buy food and or go shopping at Target or at the mall or buy a computer or buy silverware, whatever you would buy, you have less money for that. And then they lay off people because sales are dropping and my costs have gone up and therefore I can't make profit, which means I got to start laying off people. And the more people get laid off, the less money they have because they're not earning their paycheck. They're now in unemployment world or whatever. And therefore, people go out and buy less steaks. People go out and buy less food. Then the gasoline has gone up. It's not going down. I start driving less because I can't afford to fill up. All this sounds like control. Sounds like the Nazis. Well, you won't be able to drive because we're going to make gas so fucking expensive that you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to go that 2-hour trip to the lake. I'm not going to drive from Detroit to Chicago. I'm not going to drive to New York. Air travel is going to get more expensive. So I'm not going to be able to move, which is going to be terrible. So you're going to be trapped and controlled like little mice. This is their plan. Who the hell are these people? So this is our problem. I think it's really the Fourth Reich coming. This German guy and the Great Reset bullshit and everything else. So just be careful, but you got to buy gold and silver. At least buy silver; it's cheap. You want to be able to afford everything. And what's going to happen is gold and silver prices are going to go through the roof. So you bought an ounce of silver for $27, now worth $5,000. It's not even worth $5,000. It'll be worth a small car or a small house, or maybe you need 3 ounces of silver to buy the house. That's what it's going to be worth, is the purchasing power. So it's going to trade in. It's not going to be priced in dollars anymore. It'll be way more valuable. So just understand that concept, that coming on the road. Yes, it's been a long time coming, but Jamie Dimon is the key, like Money Heist. He's the one that came out and said, oh, I'm conservative, meaning here it goes. You got Yellen saying, oops, I made a mistake. So Biden doesn't look like an idiot. And then you've got the Russians with the ruble backed by gold, and the Chinese with 25,000 tons of gold. It's just, we got to learn Chinese. I know a little Russian, 5 words, but we got to learn Chinese, because that's where we're going to head. And we are totally screwed. And I think the Chinese are controlling our government, Biden and Obama and whoever else is running it. Be very, very careful, but be smart and think, why are they doing it? Why is this happening? You're playing poker. Why did he call me? Why are we betting the baseball? We always want a reason why we do things. Why do we bet the football games? So that's what you got to do. So in this situation, why isn't gold and silver going up? We know it should be. We know they're printing. We know there's high inflation. You must ask yourself, why? Why is Russia in the Ukraine? For their oil and natural gas and the pipelines. They're only going after the areas where all the oil and natural gas is. That's it. So you must understand why. Why is China going to invade Taiwan? Because they want the microchips. It's always, every war is about money. Every war. World War I, World War II, Korea, this war, everything's about money, usually oil or gold or something. So never miss that. It's always why. All right, one last lap around with baseball. So please do not get upset at Comex. It's not real. It's all pretend, and it's going to get broken because they can't keep all the fingers in the dike. The water's coming in, and the Russians are actually helping that. All right, we've already locked the Yankees, which has already started. Philadelphia, Arizona, Minnesota under 8 is a lock. Cincinnati over 9.5 is a big lock. Tampa Bay over 7. Houston, San Diego under 7.5. Texas, we've turned into a lock because the ace is on the mound. Colorado over 11.5 because every game in Colorado is high scoring. We're locking Boston over 7.5. They are red hot. The Dodgers over 9 against the Mets, or the Jets, Jets, and St. Louis tonight. We're just playing them normally. So any questions or comments, please fire them up now. Otherwise, www.teaserking.com. I've added baseball. If you're going to purchase picks, $15 for the day, $25 for the week. I can't do much better. So far, on 6-1, I was 11-3. On 6-2, I was 9-2. On 6-3, I was 11-3. Yesterday, I was 7-7. And then we got today. I usually try to give every game that I feel should be bet. I'm not giving units because it's too confusing in baseball. Maybe you bet the locks a little bit more than the regular games. but that's what I've been doing. So I was like 11-3. I picked 14 games. I go 11-3 on 6-3, and my locks were 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. So I go 4-0 on the locks. So I'm 7-3 on the other games. But baseball, the key is the batting average, the ERA. So I'm looking at ERAs of the pitchers. I get that Verlander, I'm taking them. Then I get the batting averages, which are kind of funky. They're kind of weak in the beginning because it's cold, and then now they start heating up. So now I got a pretty good idea. And then I look at the bullpen ERA, which is 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. There's stats on that. And I'm just looking for aces to bet, and I'm looking for weak pitchers to go over, or ace against weak pitcher. I take the ace. So I've been locking Verlander a lot. He's been good for us. And that's really the strategy. That's the why. And anyway, so if you want, just www.teaserking.com, purchase picks, and then just you want the day or the week, take the week. Now, right now, it's too much for me every day to put the picks in how you would get football. So I'm just going to email it. If I get too many people, then I'll have to figure out what to do. But right now, I got some customers. I'm just sending them an email. Here's today's picks. So you won't see it in the history, but I'm not. You got the video, so you've got the horse's mouth right here. So good luck today. Again, buy your gold and silver before you can't. I think silver will be around a little bit more. Gold is $18.50 an ounce. It's not going to stay long. It's going to be, and it's not going to be available. So buy it while it's available. That's the key, really. And then, buy it. And I know the ounce is going to cost you almost $2,000. So you can buy a half ounce for $1,000. You can buy a quarter ounce for $500. It's all going to be a ton, and it won't even be priced. You'll walk into a Mercedes with 1 ounce of gold, and you'll buy a Mercedes. You'll buy a house with maybe 2 ounces of gold, because people who are holding this fiat currency, this Bill Gates and Zuckerbergs and all these morons, are going to need money, and they're going to get rid of their asset. Well, I got a home. I'll just take, I can get gold for it. Okay. What currency are they going to use? They're not going to use U.S. dollars. Nobody wants it. The Russians don't want it. The Saudis don't want it. The Chinese don't want it. The Indian. Nobody wants the U.S. dollar anymore. So as soon as the light goes on from the people here that nobody wants U.S. dollars is when it's gone. That's when gold goes through the freaking roof, and silver will be right behind it. And I heard a good way is to buy a lot of silver, and when silver jumps, then buy gold with the silver. I like mixing it up. So I got some gold and I got silver, and it's almost like my weekly Saturday morning jaunt to the coin store to buy my gold and silver. The guy goes to me, he says, well, I says, do you have any quarter ounces? He says, well, it's cost more. It's, $5.50. So that's like $2,200 for an ounce. I go, I know, but I can't spend $2,000 an ounce every Saturday. So sometimes I just want to spend $5.50 an ounce. I just want to buy gold, and, I can't afford $2,000 every week. So that's what I try to do. Anyway, good luck on your baseball. Good luck on Golden State tonight. Tampa Bay, whenever they play, in the hockey, those are big locks. And the locks today. And good luck. Be safe. Be careful. Buy your gold and silver. Buy a safe and kind of hide it away somewhere. Don't tell too many people you have it. Your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Just the real intimate people should know you even have a safe. And I got a key, not a combination. I'm sure they can pick it. I've seen enough money heists that they can pick a safe, not too hard. But just keep it kind of not like, and don't tell people you have it, and don't tell people. Just be very quiet about it. But that's where I would keep it in the beginning. When you get a lot of gold, then you go to Switzerland. And even then, I don't know how you get it there. FedEx, you're going to trust FedEx with gold? I don't know. Anyway, good luck. Have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you soon. Any questions or comments before I leave, please ask me now. or go to the site www.teaserking.com, and you can certainly get my email and email me. And I'll be very happy to answer and or do a video on it like I do with Nick. All right, everybody. Have a great day.